بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Alhamdulillah, we have studied two concepts. One was hikmah, one was aql. Hikmah or wisdom, and aql in the sense of being rational and intelligent, but not intelligent in the sense that you are not mentally troubled or you are not mad. More than 90% of people are in this sense intelligent, but intelligent in the sense that your decisions are intelligent, your actions are intelligent, you are a thoughtful person. Another concept that we have which is related to what we want to achieve is hazm. Hazm with ha and za is very much related to wisdom, and that is to be far-sighted. A very important requirement of rationality is to be able to see future consequences. As I said in the previous session, we said rationality has two pillars at least. One is objective assessment of existing situation. You collect data, you discuss, you consult about existing situation. Another is reliable understanding of future. You should be able to predict future, because otherwise we cannot make proper decisions. Yes? If you don't understand your present and cannot predict future at all, you cannot function. Maybe you say, what about the past? That much of past which is important is inside present. Because that past which has gone altogether, it's not important. But that much of past that has made the present is part of the present. So you should know the present and try to foresee future, and then you can make a good decision. So hazm is to be far-sighted. Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam says, Al-hazmu kiyasatun. Hazm, or to be far-sighted, is cleverness. If you are clever, you can foresee future. You can be far-sighted. In another hadith, he said, التدبير قبل العمل يؤمنك من الندم. التدبير قبل العمل يؤمنك من الندم. If before doing something you properly examine, and especially the future consequences, tadbir means planning with consideration of future outcomes. If قبل العمل, before action, you do this, it would keep you safe from remorse. You would not regret. Maybe you make mistake, but first of all, your mistakes would be very minimal because you have been thinking, you have been discussing. So you are not like a person who just jumps and does things. Your mistakes will be very much reduced. Plus, you will not regret, because you don't expect from yourself to be infallible. If you act to the best of your capacity, rationally, and then something happens that you had no way to foresee, you would not regret, you would not blame yourself. You would not say, why I didn't think more, why I didn't, ask people about this. Qur'an, in Ayatun Naba, that we had in Khabar Wahid, in ja'akum fasiqun bin naba'in fatabayyanu an tusibu qawman bi jahala fatusbihu ala ma fa'altum nadim. If a sinful person brings a piece of news, investigate, so that you would not fight some people and then you would regret about what you have done. So, and tusibu qawman bi jahala means unintelligently, unwisely listening to these people make you fight people that you should not fight. So what is important is not be 100% free from mistakes. What is important is not to make bad mistakes, not to make unintelligent, irrational mistakes. No one expects you to be ma'soom. But if you don't know something and you make decision, this mistake is not forgiven. If you don't know something and you don't inquire, if you don't consult, these are mistakes that are not acceptable. In another hadith, Amirul Mu'minin said, "Aqalun nas." This is why, I said hazm is connected to aql and wisdom. Aqalun nas anwaruhum fil awaqib. The most intelligent people are those who look at the ends the most. They look carefully about future. Sometimes, for example, people say, let's make a public, for example, a stance. Make a public statement, for example. Make a decision. If you are intelligent, you have to be able to think properly about consequences. Not that as soon as something comes to your mind and you think it is good, you should do it. I think I told you this once. Or maybe, I don't know, it was not here. That one of the things that in activism is encouraged, but in Islamic activism is not encouraged, but in worldly activism is encouraged, is that when something happens, you must quickly react, because that's the time that there is attention. Yes, when something creates attention, that's the most fertile time for activists who want to prove themselves, and maybe they want to do some campaign, they have a cause. I'm not talking about intention. Inshallah, intention is not selfish. Inshallah, it's sincere. But as a method, I have problem with method. Suppose intention is good. When something is a hot issue, you have to quickly do something. Issue a statement, bring people to a street, put posters and banners everywhere, because that gives you publicity and yes, and you can establish yourself. It's very important that your name comes first. But many times this requires to compromise about your standards. Still, you don't know what has happened. Still, you don't know about the surroundings of the case. still you don't know what are going to be consequences. Are we helping, or we are going actually to make this solution more difficult? Because sometimes when something happens and behind the scene you can solve the problem, it's better not to bring it to the public. Sometimes better to do lobbying or to pressurize indirectly. So this needs hazm. This needs someone to be far-sighted, not to be provoked, not to react quickly, take time, think, collect information, and resist against pressure coming from outside. Sometimes people say, why you are passive, why you are not brave, why you are not supporting this or that. But it's not a matter of you are fearful. You think that you are representing a cause. And when you're representing a cause, you have to see what's the best for that cause. So this is hazm. To be far-sighted and think a lot about future consequences. It's like if someone is playing chess, for every motion you should be able to guess many motions of the other party and be prepared for that. If you are not prepared for any motion, you must not make any motion. When you are prepared for all possible motions and see that based on all scenarios it's worth doing, then you do it. So this is very important. Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam said, أعقل الناس أنظرهم في العواقب. عواقب, you know, عواقب الأمور, ends of the thing. عواقب plural for عاقبة. The most intelligent people are those who look the most at the ends. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin said, من تورط في الأمور بغير نظر في العواقب. Whoever gets involved in affairs without looking at ends. Ends, I mean ends of affairs. Is there a better word for عاقبة? Endings? No, not goals. Endings, you can say? No. Outcome is indirectly. Awaqib means what this action is going to lead to. Results or consequences or endings. So, whoever tabarrata gets involved, engaged in affairs without looking into consequences, ta'arrada lin-nawa'ib, he or she would be exposed to calamities. So it's very important to try to anticipate what's going to happen. Your success is not based on number of decisions. So that you can say a successful person has made 100 successful decisions and a person who's not successful has made less successful decisions. No. Your success is not a matter of number of decisions. It's a matter of making appropriate decisions, even if it is less. Because as I told you before, you are defeated by your own decisions normally. When in a wrong condition you make a decision to do something or say something, then you defeat yourself. It's like playing chess. You give opportunity to the other party based on your action. But if you take your time, many times he cannot do anything. Sometimes they provoke you to do something so that they can do something. So it's very important that don't think I must do something, I have to make more things. Make sure that you do proper things. Another thing that Amirul Mu'minin salam said, which is very, very beautiful and has two important reasons for success. This is very short. Al-Zafaru. Zafar means victory. Success, victory. Bil-Hazm wal-Jazm is a matter of being far-sighted and determined. Determination is also very important. And we had in Aqaid, you remember when we talked about Ulul Azm, the prophets, he said, among all people, Allah has chosen 124,000 prophets. Among them, He has chosen 313 Rasul. Among 313 Rasul, 5 are chosen as the most outstanding, and He calls them Ulul Azm, people of determination. If you have two things, you are far-sighted and determined. In Akhlaq, we had this discussion about determinism, and you remember the story of elephant, the example of elephant. I told you how human beings can control elephant because of the weakness of willpower of elephant, and then how this may happen to us. Yeah. So, to be far-sighted and to be determined. Believe me, if we have these two, 90% of problems are there. Stop. Even in your spirituality. Our problem is not that much that we don't know what to do. Our problem is that we don't have that much strength and courage to stand by our decisions. Yeah? During the day, we say, I will do Salatul Layl. You make the decision. But in the middle of the night, then I cannot stand by my decision. So Allah more merciful than expecting me to leave my warm bed in. Again, tomorrow we regret. Why I didn't do Salatul Layl? This time, inshallah, I'm going to do. Again, in the middle of night. When we are busy with discussion, we do ghaibah. When we are alone, we regret. Why I said this? I will never do ghaibah. But then again, so many times we keep repeating the same mistakes, not because we don't know, because we are not strong enough to stand by our decision. This is azm. And one of the areas that I am very much thinking in these months, because I have different issues in my mind, sometimes I'm thinking for years, sometimes for months, sometimes for days. So I am thinking. One of the things that I am very much thinking is that the connection between aql and determination. I think if someone is really intelligent, is really hakim, it's not just a matter of understanding theories, even it's not just a matter of understanding practical, particular decisions, which is hikmah. No, it's more than that. Someone who is aqil means that would never do anything that would regret, would never do anything that changes of feelings and emotions can affect. If I am aqil, For example, I am aqil and I say I should not eat fatty food because I have cholesterol. Okay? If I am aqil, really aqil, whether I am hungry or not, whether this fatty food is delicious or not, whether I am, with other people or I am alone, it should not affect my decision. Because if I am aqil, it means that I have made decision based on all scenarios. So nothing should affect my understanding. Unless something new happens that I didn't put into calculation. But if my decision can easily be affected, pressures can change my behavior, even if my understanding is still the same, but my decisions are changing, I am not good aqil. One of the things I very much think we fall behind Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, especially I very much think about Amirul Mu'mineen, that I think I am not a good Shia of Amirul Mu'mineen, is that it seems to me when Amirul Mu'mineen knew something is right, nothing would affect him. If it's a matter of being ready to be killed, sleeping in the room in place of the Prophet, anything. If it's a matter of doing Salatul Layl, it's a matter of fasting, it's a matter of simple life, anything. It seems that, to me, Amirul Mu'mineen had no place left for emotions or pressures to affect his intelligent decision after decision is made. If there is any place for emotion, it should be taken into consideration. Because sometimes emotions are important. For example, I have to make someone happy. Okay? That comes to the consideration. That comes to the calculation, to equation. But if equation is complete, calculation is made, decision is firm, then after that, I am tired. I am not tired. Shouldn't make difference. People praise me or blame me after calculation is made. Nothing should change. This is azm. This is jazm. Firmness in your decision. Any calculation must be before equation is made. After that, no. Like for example, you make lots of inquiry, discussion, thinking, for example, about marriage. Okay. Before you decide to marry, you can make all these calculations and estimations, and based on that, you can make a rational decision. But when you marry, then it's the first day of marriage, or it's 10th year of the marriage, or 50th year of marriage. It shouldn't affect you. Decision is made. Equation was complete. Then it's a matter of just commitment. So, this is a very important thing that I am trying to understand, how we can strengthen this in ourselves. In another hadith, Amirul Mu'mineen salam said, La khayra fi azmin bila hazmin. This is what I was saying. That in your calculation, you must consider future. There is no goodness in determination without being farsighted. It means that you try to foresee, anticipate future events, outcomes, consequences, bring to your calculation, then fix it. If you don't do this, then this is a stubbornness. This is rigidity. This is not rational. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam said, Al-hazmu an-nadharu fil awaqib wa mushawaratu dhawil uqud. Hazm is to look carefully into future consequences and to consult intelligent people. I don't know if you share with me my excitement that so much in our hadith, these things are mentioned. And when we compare it with the realities of our life, we see big distance, but we have so much emphasis on these things. In another hadith, الطمأنينة قبل الخبرة خلاف الحزم. If you are confident before having proper understanding and information, this is opposite to hazm. It's not a matter of hazm that you don't know enough and you are confident. Sometimes people are confident because they are ignorant, because they are unexperienced, they are not mature. Sometimes people are confident because they are irresponsible. Those who feel responsible, those who have experience, they cannot easily get confident. It's very difficult, to make decisions without worries, without hesitation. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin says, Al-Hazimu man takhayyara li khullatihi fa innal mar'a yuzanu bi khalilihi. The one who is farsighted selects his friends or her friends. We talked already about friendship. Because every person is measured, is weighed, means evaluated with his friends. So one of the things that shows your value is your friends. Yes. So if you have good friends, this adds to your value. Yes? If someone is with bad people, then this brings him also dishonor. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin said, Al-Hazimu man yu'akhiru al-uqubah fi sultan al-ghadab wa yu'ajjilu mukafa'at al-ihsan ightinaman li fursat al-imkan. The one who is far-sighted, when he or she is angry, would not punish, would delay punishment. For example, your children, your students, your employees, they do something and you are really angry with them. Don't do something when you are angry. Even if there is a chance that you don't see that person maybe in future, because sometimes we say, if I don't do something now, I may not get chance to punish him later. Amir only says, no, don't rush. Even if you are not going to punish him, don't rush. It's better that you cool down and think whether you have to punish or not and what should be your punishment. On the other hand, when someone has done something good, if has done some ihsan to you, don't delay. As soon as you can, show appreciation, do it. Because if you delay, maybe you don't get a chance to appreciate. Maybe you forget. Maybe you don't see that person. Plus, later, maybe you are not that excited. Yes? So, when someone positively excited you, thank him. When someone negatively excited you, wait. It's beautiful. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna akyasakum aktharukum dhikran lil maut." The most intelligent, the cleverest among you are those who remember death the most. So if you are clever, you should remember death. Because it is remembrance of death that helps you to appreciate what is available and what you can do and what you should do. وَإِنَّ أَحْزَمَكُمْ, the most far-sighted among you are أَحْسَنُكُمْ إِسْتِعْدَادًا لَهُ, the one who is better prepared for death. Because there is nothing in future more important than our death. Yes? We should foresee future and prepare ourselves for future, but the most important thing in future is our death and the life after that. So someone who is far-sighted never forgets the need for preparation for death. And the last hadith for today, and we finish, alhamdulillah, the discussion about Hajj, again from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ahzamun nas akramuhum lil ghayb. The most far-sighted people are the most successful people in suppressing their anger. Those who suppress their anger the most. And this is not only for your personal life, even for your community life, even for your tabligh, for your religious life, you should be able to suppress the anger. Because some people think if it is a matter of religion, we can get angry. But anger damages the balance. Anger doesn't let you to make proper decision. So when Musa alayhi salam says, Rabbi shrah li sadri, this is not for only personal life. This is for his prophetic job. For talking to Pharaoh, he needs sharh sadr. If suppose Musa gets angry with Pharaoh, can he guide him? Suppose, Pharaoh speaks very rude. What should Musa do? He has to keep calm, patient, and not let bad words of Pharaoh affect him. In other words, Musa should not let Pharaoh decide for him what type of language he should have, what type of rhetoric he should have. Yeah? It's like, for example, if he lies to me, should I lie to him? If he says something bad to me or my parents, I should say something bad to him and to his parents? No. So, even in our social or religious life, we should not get angry. We should suppress our anger. Yes, sometimes we need to be strong. And strong doesn't mean hostile. Strong doesn't mean rigid. Strong doesn't mean angry. Strong means you are fully understanding what you are doing.
In control.
And you are in control, exactly. I remember one of my late teachers, rahmatullah alayhi, Ayatollah Muslihi. Ayatollah Muslihi was a son of one of great Maraja. So he was teaching us many subjects, and also 1 year I learned Kharija Usul with him. So he was saying that there was an alim who wanted to educate his child. If children think that no matter what they do, there is no punishment, then they may be spoiled. Yes? So sometimes they need discipline. But because this alim was very pious, he was never happy to beat his child. Okay? So he was not happy to beat his child. And because he didn't want to tell lies, he was not also able to threaten him that I'm going to beat you. Because he was very careful about, I cannot tell lies. If say, I come and beat you, it's a lie because I'm never going to. So he used to say, "Farz kon miyam mizenamet." Suppose I'm coming and and because the child hopefully doesn't know what is suppose, so maybe listens. So this is a strength, that when your child does something wrong, you don't get angry. You are cool, but show dissatisfaction. But if my blood is boiling and my eyes want to come out, and I want to discipline him, you are not disciplining him, you are just satisfying your anger. This is, tashaf al-ghayz. This puts you in a bad mood. You cannot understand. Sometimes, na'udhu billah, people even injure their children. Sometimes people two brothers fight and one of them kills the other because anger means, yes, as we have in hadith that someone says that, I don't remember which imam was that, about hidda. Asked about hidda. Hidda means to be very angry. And imam says this is zarbun min al-junun. It's a branch of madness. Because later he would regret. And if he doesn't regret, فَجُنُونُهُ مُسْتَحْكَمٌ. If he doesn't regret, means that he's constantly mad. So, you have to suppress your anger. You have to be sometimes strong, but inside you have to be calm. This is very important. If we see, for example, someone doesn't, for example, suppose in family we have someone who doesn't say prayer. It's very heartbreaking. Someone in the family doesn't say prayer. But what should I do? I should get angry and shout and scream and beat. I don't think this is going to improve. I should show that I am not happy, but I should be calm and try to find the best way to approach this issue. Many times, if with kind approach and patience you deal with such people, they may understand and may open up. But God forbids if you start beating them or being rude at them, they become more hostile. And even if they had a little respect for you, that respect can also go away. So it's very important that you remain rational and in control of your behavior. It's very, very important. Okay, our time is over. Inshallah, we continue this discussion. Inshallah, next session. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.